Welcome everybody, good morning. Okay, let's go ahead and take 3 deep breaths first. Another deep breath. And one more deep breath. Sending lots of love and blessings out to you all. I hope you're having an amazing day. And thank you all for being here with me. I so appreciate you guys. Today is December 2nd, 2021. The 2 is the High Priestess, and the day adds up to 19, which is the Sun. So the feminine energy and the Sun, which was interesting because I watched a Cryon episode yesterday where he talks about the Sun being the mother of the planets. We don't usually talk about the Sun as being the mother, we talk about it as being the father energy. So it was interesting that Cryon brought it up as the mother of the planets, right, that rotate around it, which will come up in the read today. Something else too that came up from Cryon I want to bring up too. I'm going to do, I did this morning's read with Metatron and yesterday. I'm going to give you that one as well because I didn't come on yesterday. And a message of the day and the twin flame read in front of you. I don't have the union read today. And we're going to roll the dice as well. From Cryon, what I wanted to bring up was I watched the episode where I know I wrote it down somewhere. If I come across the name of it, I'll let you know. But it was definitely coming up in the feed, which means it's been posted yesterday or the day before. He broke down the 3 grids. He was talking about the Gaia grid, the crystalline grid, and the magnetic grid. And that the black holes are actually quantum energy. What we refer to as missing energy is just quantum energy. It's not, he was talking about the push and pull, literally. The push and pull, what you call the black hole, the push and pull of the black hole, we call the twins, is what Cryon said. The strong and weak forces. If the middle entanglement, right, this is the quantum entanglement, moves, we move. There's a portal there, a grand one, with communication. What we refer to as the missing energy has to be involved for our quote-unquote Big Bang theory. That we call it missing matter, but it's actually just quantum energy, the push and pull. It's not definable in 3D attributes. The very large is all quantum, and then look inside. So these were the 2 missing aspects in physics he was talking about, the 2 new things that scientists will be working with. So then look inside for the quantum DNA. And then again, our parents, our outer parents, like the Pleiadians. So you can watch that if you'd like. So again, the 3 grids. The magnetic, the Gaia grid, which holds, this is very interesting too. He was talking about ghosts, that ghosts aren't on the other side. They're actually just the records, the Akashic records that are still held in our energy. It's just like a repeating movie over and over again. It's just the energy that's left behind on the earth. It's connected to Gaia. So Gaia holds he called it the cave of creation. It holds the Akash, our DNA. It's the closest grid to us. And I think he referred to that we've tried 4 times, and the 4th time they used photosynthesis, which was different from the other 3 times. Then the crystalline grid, which is what we feel, is what we're dealing with right now, helping us remember the other side. Right? Because we can't see the crystalline grid, we can only feel it. And then the magnetic grid, which is he calls the communicator. Okay, well that's all I'm going to get. Oh, that's what it was. Cryon 2021, Where the World is Going. That's where he talks about the 3 grids and the ghosts and such. So if you want to check that out. Oh, also, and he says this in a lot of his episodes about spontaneous healing, right? So we as 3D humans only express about 30% of our DNA, and we're working towards, right, 33 to 44%. He talks about literally, which is the name of my business. And I didn't name my business because of that. It just happens to be talking about us going from 33 to 44%, and then the Pleiadians more like 80%, which is my destiny number, which is really cool. But besides that, he talked about spontaneous healing just being a moment of connecting 100%, which we can do for a moment. But that's how people spontaneously heal themselves, is by just for a moment using all of their DNA, being in that very high vibration, you know, connected with source. All right, so today's reading from Metatron this morning was at 10:27, which is the Wheel of Fortune and the Ace of Wands. That new passion ignited and a turn for the better with the wheel. And again, we have the feminine energy of the sun with the 2 and the 19 today. Let's see what the dice have for us today. All right, we have Jupiter, which is all about expansion. And we have the number 9 again, which is the Hermit. It's also the collective consciousness, endings, compassion, completion, selflessness. It's more of a universal mentality. And here's the 69 of the Cancer energy. So again, the mothering energy. The 69 is also the Ace of Pentacles, which is an offer of time, money, and effort, or a new life of perfect contentment, which is the traditional meaning in the Rider-Waite. And we have Virgo with the 9 as well. So Cancer, Virgo, and Sagittarius, which again, we're still releasing until about the 22nd when the nodes move from Gemini and Sagittarius into Taurus and Scorpio. All right, so completions, motherly energy, and expansion of that. So the Metatron message from this morning, and I'm going to show you them as I do them. So this is the message from this morning from the Metatron deck. And again, this is Amanda Ellis's deck. And there's another person on her deck too. You can look that up if you like for the artwork, I believe. So the underlying energy here was the colors of gold and lilac and communication. And by the way, all the colors that came up in the read today were all the colors except for the sacral and the throat chakra. And they really have to do with the 2 portals, right? The masculine's mouth. I always talk about the 2 keys, the masculine's mouth and the feminine's womb, right? Or the entry to her womb are the keys, right? Because the mouth is the throat to the vessel, right? That resonates and creates for the masculine, and the feminine creates from the womb. And again, that resonation of emptiness, the hollowness of the musical instrument. So all of the colors came up except for those 2, and specifically lilac came up, but that could be referred to as the violet, the crown in this deck. And pink also came up as well, which is very much about that compassionate energy, along with the gold of the Christ unity consciousness. So the underlying energy was that golden lilac, and then communication. So it's this very feminine communication here. It's actually, the communication is very blended, but the gold of the masculine is a very high vibrational masculine, along with the lilac, which is obviously very feminine in communication. So bringing that really high vibrational and feminine energy into all communication. So I went into my little girl to see what the message was, if any, for you guys today. And I was seeing I was seeing a young girl with, not young, but a young lady with long dark hair, and it was like she had a headband on that was tied at the back, but prettier than just a headband. It was like something they normally wore, more kind of like, a Juliet kind of headband that would have been worn around, like a crown, more of a crown. And maybe she was wearing a purple dress, but like a dress that she could play in and work in, so it wasn't our time, obviously. But she was stacking or collecting something. It looked like she was doing dishes or collecting something on the grass or something. And then it looks like she takes whatever she was working with and she dives into water. And she's like swimming in water to get somewhere. And she emerges at the end of like an island or a dock or something to give to the one that's there, but she's got her hands on the edge, but she's unable to lift herself up to see what's actually going on there. She's at the edge and she swam underwater to get there to bring something to them, but was that just a vehicle of infiltration, to get her there so she could see what was actually going on, what they're doing, or who was there. And this will come up again in this message. And it could definitely be a shaman type energy. She could have been a Native American Indian type of energy, or even an East Indian energy. Her hair was just very long and dark. And she was doing manual type labor. But again, that could have been just doing dishes in the kitchen as well, doing what a feminine energy would do. But she was a young lady, very excited to do it and very energized. And then going underwater. And that parallels with the underwater cave that has been coming up in my reads too, where the masculine had found the underwater cave in order to get to the other side, to the feminine side. And this is like the feminine going back to the masculine to find the cave back to the masculine side. So the read starts out with replenishing yourself with the sudden gold of the Christ unity consciousness coming in, that golden white light to bathe yourself in, which remember that white is all the colors of the rainbow. And then we have this, this gold sparkle that makes it magical. And a message of the higher realms, the holy grails and the Disney castles, and the paths to the Gigi or the Golden Gate. The cup, with the steepled doorway, the cup with the sun, right? The cup is the holy grail, but with the sun here. So we're bringing this feminine energy into the sun. The castle with the moon, where the land meets sea, or perhaps at the beach. Whether it's a message in a bottle, or shell, or voices, speak up and be heard with your resonance. Top down was coming up again here, from the crown to the third eye to the throat chakra. And when I wrote throat, it came up as thought, which definitely is connected to thoughts and words. Blues and tans and pinks were coming up here. And what was coming up in the back of my mind was the colors of skin, because I said this recently too, that we're all brown skinned with just different shades of brown skin, from the tan pinks to the more dark browns. But we're all the same in that energy, right? It's all the same color, really. We're just a technicality that one's lighter and one's darker. But it was coming here where the blue meets the tans and pinks, which is like the blue of the throat chakra, but also the ocean water of the emotions and the profundity of the ocean and our family out there, that we're all connected as one. All of the cells of the ocean, all the drops of the ocean are all one. It's like the Akashic or the collective universe meeting us at the beach as humans at 1047, which is the Wheel of Fortune, and the 47 of the Seven of Cups, the synchronicities. So find a vessel or instrument to use, any will do, that are hollow. Codependency comes up with roots and tangles. So again, quantum entanglement came up yesterday with the black holes and the twins, right? The push and pull of it all. Once cut, so again, codependency revolving around the roots that are entangled, that are once cut, will find a way back together, no matter what. The Knight of Swords, the key to freedom. If you love something, then set it free. I'm sure you've heard that saying. If it's love, it will find a way back to you, just like the roots of a tree. The magic of the bee pollinating joy, because they're the busy bee, happy with fulfilling work. And the indigo taking in the stars and the mystery and feeling complete by looking up. Speak to your inner child to see what's weighing on them. about the birds and their signs and synchronicities, but also the birds and the bees, the flowers and the trees that are emotionally fulfilling to you. As the ground gets cold, the kundalini of the wounded warrior rises to help the inner child get to the root of the problem, connecting with ancestors from signs and energetic exchange with the birds and the sunsets. Remember, that's your family reflecting back to you at sunset, looking up and detaching from the drama to see that sunset and then lead the way, dancing between your masculine and feminine, inspired to self-love and nurture and have compassion for endings at sunset where you are held so that you can let go, seeing a reflection of yourself from your family in the sky at the ending of every day. The shaman in their truth here empowers, right? Shaman is very connected to Gaia, the earth. It's like the shaman is the connection between the Gaia grid and the human. The shaman's truth empowers with healing hands, peace pipe, and feathers in their long dark hair, with secret ceremonies that children are not quite ready for. This is what Metatron was referring to. What the little girl was trying to find on the island was maybe something she's not quite ready for. So she needs to wait and be patient. And Spirit's connecting with me. At 11:04, which is the Justice and the 4 of the Emperor, Metatron's rainbow bridge with angel wings igniting reflection of love above and below. Or in other words, the rainbow connection, which is from the Muppets as well. So you might want to look up the words of the rainbow connection from the Muppets, which I love that. I'll never forget the first Muppet movie when the two things that stuck in my head as being so profound was Kermit riding a bicycle. It was the most amazing thing I'd ever seen. And then, and I think the lily pond. I think the movie starts out with the lily pond with Kermit. So at 11:05, which is justice, again, truth and balance, and the 5 of the freedom, expansion, and change. It's also excitement and vacation and communication. The emerald heart and healing, with the 39 of the Knight of Cups. The fire dragon of the sun, in order to start you up in the morning to take a walk. So it's saying focus on your healing heart first, as the Knight of Cups being love to you and to others, and then fire dragon of the sun to start you up to take a walk. Listen and take note of the sound of music, resonance, chords, and alignment of 11. An invitation to, I'm just getting an invitation to dinner, but also the dimensional gate. It may be a dim gate, so I'm getting like, a candlelit dinner. So again, listen and take note of the sound of music, resonance, chords, alignment of 11, or 2, an invitation to the dimensional gateway, the Golden Gate Rainbow Bridge of the Christ consciousness. Okay, and this isn't about Jesus per se, right? You are the master here. So your connection to that Christ consciousness or unity consciousness, your direct connect to source. Metatron and archangels help you across. They're like the crossing guards when you're young to help you arrive at the other side, at the pearly gates. Notice that the pearl is in the pearly gates, where the bonds have been formed through the pearl threaded. Our common beauty that came from the bacteria or the infiltrations or the dirt that got into that oyster or clam. It's okay, children, to play in the dirt. But just take a nice shower when you get in. When you come inside at 11:11. Double alignment there. Don't eat the dirt, by the way. You might get worms that are hard to get rid of. If you play in the dirt, just don't ingest it or take it the wrong way. Take it in as part of you. Don't do that. Mother Gaia welcomes you to lie in her arms. Just don't bite. You may get a little smackdown as a reaction to pain. A spontaneous manifestation. The Earth Mother to humans, animals, and plants, right? The Earth is the mother to humans, animals, and plants. The Sun is the mother to the planets who revolve around her, counting on her magnetism. Remember, it's the queen and not the king that the bees revolve around. The children attached to your feminine side, the one who holds them, who hears them, and makes them feel safe and warm, even when it's not safe and warm outside. So heal your heart and fire up your vessel. Use it to speak and sing and enter into other dimensional realms of unity consciousness at 11:19, which is justice and the sun. So that was a really beautiful message. All right, so I'm going to go back to the message from yesterday, and then we'll do the twin flame read and the other message of the day as well. All right, so Metatron's message yesterday. Let's see. And also the different hedrons were coming up. The tetrahedron, the dodecahedron, the icosahedron. Icosa is 20, dodeca is 12 sides. And of course the tetrahedron's 4 sides. It's actually the pyramid, which a lot of people might not realize that. At 9:16 is the Hermit and the 16 of the Tower. The Metatron underlying energies were the Void, which is 48, which is the walking away and within. And to go with the flow of the 42, which is the one-to-one connection. And then the signs and synchronicities of the all connection, right? The birds and all of the energies of the earth that send you signs every day and messages. So here the colors that came up yesterday were pink, gold, and blue, of compassion, of the gold. The pink and gold are of that compassionate Christ energy here. And then the blue of the throat chakra is speaking up your truth. So walking away and within to the void, go with the flow of one-to-one. First connect should be you with your source, your higher self, and paddle on with emotional fulfillment with your signs and synchronicities and the birds perhaps. So, oh, by the way, too, I was passing a stone when I woke up yesterday morning, so obviously that's very uncomfortable. And I wanted to let you guys know because I've passed very little ones that weren't very painful before, but I understood what the feeling was. I mean, when I first woke up, I thought I was getting my period, but I haven't had my period in a long time. But it was very painful and uncomfortable. So what I did was focusing on, you always want to push the pain away, but that's contrary to what we need to do. It's focusing on the pain and sending it love. But also then your body will send you messages about what to do, maybe a stretch or a twist. That's something that might help or release the pain, or perhaps putting pressure on a certain point in your body is being called for. But also I found because of my back injury, I had a muscular vibrator, to release the muscles when I was injured. And in putting that on my SI joints and my hips, it really released. And that was the first thing I thought of, because why would I not use vibration? And why don't hospitals use vibration on stones? Because isn't that what breaks them down and helps them move, instead of doing surgery on people or letting them just sit in pain? So I used it on my hips and my SI joints, and yeah, within an hour or two I was fine. So just some not unofficial advice from me in my experience here. So wanted to let you know that. So in this read from yesterday, there was a reminder here to drink water too. Don't forget to drink water. And so when I was passing the stone, of course, you're reminded to drink water, which, I drank plenty of water to make sure whatever was flowing through me passed easily. And it was showing us as the icosahedron in the water card, which again is the 20-sided crystal. And again, the water was coming up as the vehicle of well-being, right? Because we can't exist without water. Our bodies are so much water. But it also helps us connect to the other side. And then just as I was getting into the read, my daughter FaceTimed me because she's visiting her friend who just had a baby. So she had her friend's baby in her arms. And we were having a little FaceTime chat. And she was so cute. I was asking her if she was a crystal baby or a rainbow baby or an indigo baby. And she was so communicating with me. It was so cute. And she was definitely saying she was an indigo baby. So again, give blessings and thanks water and good food, and inspiration by the Rainbow Bridge, and Metatron with lots of options. Remember, Metatron's like the crossing guard to get you over when you're a child, but as you grow up, you don't need a crossing guard anymore because you can do it yourself, right? You're just being taught to help you get back your tools. And once you have your tools on board, it's up to you, Master, to do what you need to do to connect with the unity consciousness. So lots of options here in crossing the bridge with heaven in your eyes to the golden great, the golden great consciousness. The unity consciousness, of course, which is called the Christ unity conscious, but it's not about religion or Jesus perhaps, or per se. It's about your mastering and Jesus wanting you to take the responsibility for your own mastery. He's saying, you don't need me, do this yourself. Of course, when we're little, we need their help. When we don't know how to connect, we ask for help from everyone, from the masters and the angels, and you can ask for help from anyone you connect with, whoever you resonate with. But ultimately, it's to get you to your own source of power. Grounding on the cold earth here, and qubits were coming up again, the 144 divided by 7, which is that 11 qubits. Farmlands, fruits and veggies, and the moon cycles, and the cup of joe, perhaps? The pot of gold at the end of the rainbow in sudden replenishment here. Who are you, inner child, and what weighs on you in the pursuit of transformation of light and dark, that with the shadow in your wake behind you? The Page of Wands is inspired by pink, which was funny because I had pink pants on, my pink sweats on yesterday. As the cosmos is shown with the dodecahedron that mirrors decisions, and the dodecahedron is 12 sides, which is completion and wisdom, and the wise man, the hanging man, of seeing new perspectives. So the cosmos is coming up as that, seeing new perspectives of the dodecahedron, mirroring decisions and judgments and wake-up call announcements. As a plane or helicopter came really close to the house at that time, it was 1044. Which is 144 with space between the 1 and the 44 there. So fly free with a bitetrahedron, or ditetrahedron. I don't know how they reflect two different pyramids, and together, which is the diamond light. Back to back. In transition of the diamond light, lead bird, love, relationship, and harmony, with the rose in the heart blossoming with aqua and gold. So they're showing a rose in the heart, and of course the lotus at the crown. The rose in the heart blossoming is coming up like swimming in a bath of aqua and gold, and the physical heart that is actually pink. Let go, release as the leaves fall and the blue and green feathers come in, periwinkle and aqua, like the tips of the feathers I showed you the other day, lighting up the Kundalini, wounded warrior, untapped energy that needs to be released, allowing that energy to come up, and then set boundaries at the start and midday. Be a patient angel from sacral orange to the golden gate. Travel on, enjoy life. Mother self and others with deep blues and your presence and or gifts. New dawn each day with a brand new state of destiny, or brand new slate of destiny, and the high vibration turns for the better. The underlying energy here is finding 0 point in order to heal and go with the flow, and the signs and the birds of happiness. I'm getting the bluebird of happiness, which are the blue jays that were coming up, and the visits from the other side. So finding 0 point for you to heal, go with the flow, 1-to-1, you and your higher self, or source energy, and follow your signs and synchronicities and birds for happiness and visits from the other side. The crystal Lemurian, the Christ energy birthing themselves, and the ether was coming up here as the crystal cosmic birds that you are. So it's like the above and below and the middle coming up here with the crystal Lemurian, which are our ancestors, but also in the earth of Shasta was coming up. I was actually guided, I have a rock from Shasta, I was actually guided to put in my pillow the other night, so I've been sleeping with my Shasta rock. So it's bringing up the Lemurian Pleiadian energy, the crystal Lemuria, the Christ consciousness birthing itself within the Gaia grid, and then the ether crystal cosmic birds, which may refer to the so they could be referring again to the different grids, the earth grid, the crystalline grid, and then the magnetic grid. Thanksgiving was coming up here, of giving thanks every day. The cold ground of the winter, now, farming is an issue. Receiving more, to make sure you receive more sunlight, right, since you're not naturally out in the sun more. And make sure you receive crystal air and bird healing. The Rainbow Bridge in Metatron is always open to receive their light. In the Holy Grail with pink compassion, roses and shells reference the voice and the instrument. And then the articulation, like the binder of the book, the changes that happen, the winter solstice, the Emperor and the Wounded Warrior activated with key to patience and balance on the path to the castle. Red light, green light, travel up for mothering to be held at each new dawn. Okay, so it's saying going through that path of connecting to yourself before you get your body moving. There's steps every day to awakening your full being as we go through the changes from fall to winter, the articulation. And so because articulation's coming up, the throat chakra is masculine. The masculine comes up more during the winter months. It's activating the throat key, but with feminine energy of patience and balance on the path to the castle, because the castle is also referenced as masculine, right? Because a woman never says, it's my castle. She says it's her home. And home references to the inward energy of feeling and how it feels, whereas the castle is what I own. So it's bringing the feminine into the masculine energy of the way they speak and the way you speak in your masculine, right? Because we're all taught to go out into the world in our masculine to survive. But it's bringing the feminine key into that of patience and balance on the path to the castle. And again, when you're out on the road, red light, green light, travel up for mothering and to be held with each new dawn every day. And when I said each new dawn, I'm getting decadron. So there's something about the dodecadron. And of course, deca is the 10. I'm getting Sound of Music and do a deer. Do a deer, a female deer. Ray, a drop of golden sun. Me, my name, I call myself. Fa, a longer way to run. So, a needle pulling thread. La, a note to follow. So, tea, a drink with jam and bread. That will bring us back to do, 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 do. So it's saying take your steps every day. Use your intuition before accepting an offer. Okay, so, by the way, I didn't show you the picture of that message. Let me show you that one. So this is the message from yesterday from the Metatron deck. And now I'm going to give you the message from my Message of the Day read. And this one is the Animal Spirit deck, the Wild Unknown Animal Spirit guidebook, the Lenormand Reverie, the Gilded, and the Kipper deck. So this message, the underlying, this is at 11, 19 to 21. 11 again is justice, 19 of the sun to the 20 and 21, which is judgment in the world. The underlying energy was the horse, which is Mr. Ed, the mountain, the Knight of Pentacles, and the lovers. A very different energy today in the underlying energy. This was actually done last night at 11, 19 to 21. So it was coming up immediately as Mohammed and the whole mountain. As the Knight of Pentacles, the loyal, humble servant, and the shadow lovers here. The Cobra teacher and the Elephant master with flame in their trunk and marked head, being the fish out of water with Mr. Bojangles and Camel Toe and Mr. Ed, or the performing mouse, the humpback toe, and the talking horse, or horse in the throat perhaps, of course. Dr. Jekyll and Hyde dancing at the house of the loving man of 28 of the twin flames are in that choice of path. And with the final rose and the mountain they brought with them, he got it to come, right? No one can get the mountain to come to Muhammad, so Muhammad always goes to the mountain. Well, here it's saying the masculine was actually able to bring the whole mountain with them, and they have it with a final rose in their hand. The fool is free to leap with an open heart. In a split, found a way out with the Queen of Swords, with the light and the sword, the Knight of Pentacles, loyal and humble, with their shield and their poker now and again, the King of Wands to the courthouse with 2 sets of papers, the false person tango, and the loving mature woman shadow lover in the dance of the lovers here. The first section here was the shark and the wolf that don't seem to match. The shark is spiritually mature and at peace, which you wouldn't think of as a shark, but they're coming up as spiritually mature and at peace in union of the Queen of Pentacles and the wealthy man in transition. That could be someone apart from those two. The wolf may be stunned here, numb or feeling caught, and that can be like caught in the headlights as well, in lover's breakthrough, recovering inspired by great fortune. The second section here is the lamb, the bear, and the otter, where the lamb is the target, but there's no apple on their head, as the bear watches the otter, who's curious about what's going on over there, which is like the little girl energy I was getting, trying to find out what's going on the island. The lamb swans of the Queen of Wands and the King of Pentacles in an abundant marriage, and the bear with fox leaving the hen house and following them may be left for dead, or following those who were left for dead. Hermiting changes here as the otter in a public meeting for a decision or judgment, reaping rewards or reaping dreams, or perhaps a gift or their own psychic gifts. In the third section is the gazelle, the beaver, and the worm, graceful, hardworking, and the newbie. And here we said about don't eat the worms. The gazelle, romantic pup, very graceful and so beautiful and calm, with the Empress reversed, who's not there to take a lead at the house. I was getting like a puppy or a child who's really missing the mother, who's an absentee mother perhaps, or maybe they went away and the puppy's really missing their mommy because they're not here to take them out. The Empress reverse, not there to take the lead at the house. The beaver, high priestess, with lucky lighting flame, or having luck lighting the flame, with breaking the seal or breaking the ice with a letter of infiltration. Warm power lady, waiting for exchange, but not there, delays, or perhaps a case that was closed, perhaps that needs to be reopened again. The Page of Cups lucked out with one present, or someone being present, or perhaps a gift, and the Empress reverse is standing up on an even keel about the delays. At home or prison, breaking the ice, with a killing perhaps, or case closed, transition, or something exposed. The newbie guy gets to be the female, or the prison bitch was coming up, or the doggy, right? Because people call the dog a bitch. So that was just a little funny they were making. It's not supposed to be something harsh. The fourth section here is the phoenix, the unicorn, and the black egg. The phoenix rising, the Atlas energy burden of the lovers and energetic exchange at work or it can be dealing with an energetic exchange. And whenever I say work, it can be any place of co-creation. It can be a school or somewhere else. It doesn't have to be work. So again, the phoenix rising as the Atlas is burdened by the lovers and energetic exchange at work, and perhaps there's sudden energetic exchange, or just dealing with that energy, and the unicorn etheric gate holder with the key to the freedom, with the Knight of Cups reversed, who may be jealous of the Emperor's courtship. The truth of the Page of Wands, cracking codes to dumping burdens on the high vibrational journey, and the lovers jealous of dumping a load and or being able to dump one's responsibilities in energetic exchange or arrows of love of courtship on the journey. The fifth section here is the vulture, the whale, the bunny, the bat, and the tiger. And first of all, I have to say, the vulture and the whale here could definitely be the two old men in the Muppet Show. They're both kind of old and falling apart here. So they definitely could be two older people, whoever they are. But the bunny, the bat, and the tiger are much younger energies coming up here. And the tigers, it looks like the bunny and bat are very young energies, and then the tiger's like a middle-aged person, right? Empowered. The vulture and the whale ignoring the bunny, bat, and tiger, who may be stalking. The vulture is connecting with direction of the whale, the two old farts, so to speak, triumphing over the field, with the Queen of Cups is hard work. And this could be too, when you get old, there's a sense of satisfaction of having gone through it all. You understand everything that they're going through now and just having appreciation for things now. The Queen of Cups and their hard work. The whale on the journey of the subconscious, perhaps feeling like they failed the romantic little girl. The bunny, Queen of Cups, crossing bridges with the Page of Pentacles, judication of union here. The bat, perhaps with sudden star or sudden dreams, of the Queen of Wands reversed, and the man's with concerns about this. The tiger with wise community of birds, and the divine feminine in the 5D with a message of a higher love, and that was at 1219 again. So the bunny and the Queen of Cups. Yeah, so the bunny can be the Queen of Cups, or that can be a child with the Queen of Cups as well, because there's a romantic little girl here, but that can be her inner little girl. So it could be a Page of Cups or the Queen of Cups. And then crossing bridges with the Page of Pentacles, which can be an opportunity or an invite, which also can be a student, in the adjudication of the union. The bat, a sudden star or with sudden dreams of the Queen of Wands reversed, or this is her. And the man with concerns about her or this. The tiger has the wise community of birds here, the divine feminine in the 5D with a message of a higher love at 1219, hanging out with the sun. So now we have the read in front of you, the twin flame read. So let's see what's going on with that. And here's the picture of that read so you can see a little better. Okay, so this is the 7-deck read in front of you on the table. Okay, and for those of you not familiar with the decks, we have the Mini Rider-Waite, the Romance Angels, the Tarot of Sexual Magic here. The Numerology deck is back there. We have the Universal Golden here and the Gilded Tarot back there, as well as the Syrian Starseed deck, which is the main deck for the read. Okay, so the Syrian Starseed deck was cut at 653, which is the Lovers and the Knight of Swords. The Messenger of Truth, or perhaps the Knight in Shining Armor. At 708 was coming up Even of Flames. So again, balancing things out, evening things out of drama and of the flames, right? Evenness can represent two, a balancing of flames. And then flames was coming up. So specifically flames as opposed to drama. So a balancing out or an evening of the playing field of the flames, even though it's 708, it's just, it's about even, 7 to 7 or 7-8, either way is fine. The final energy here is 723, which is the Chariot and the King of Wands. The higher self, the Tower, and Indigo. Indigo is the Magician, and after the read was the Star. There were 3 cups, 2 swords, 2 wands, and 1 pentacle. And the court cards in the read were the Page of Cups and the Knight of Pentacles. We also had the 9 of Swords. Someone could be suffering in silence or stressed out. Before the read is the Queen of Cups and the Queen of Pentacles, so 2 queens. And after the read was the Knight of Wands. So there's 2 knights, 2 queens all together, and then 1 page. The numbers were 333s and 444s. 333s, again, is the Christ energy of the 369. And the 3D, 4D, 5D of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, 8, 9 of the 5D. And of course, Tesla comes up with the 369 as well. The 44 of the grounding, integrating, and mastering of love and receiving love, as well as the Atlas energy of the weight of the world in a more social worker sense from the numerology book, the Divine Triangle. And we also have significant here 3-4, which is the 8 of Wands, the energetic exchange, the arrows of love, a lot of communication or travel, just a flurry of activity or energy. And 789, which is the 5D. Very significant here. 789, just in time, which indicates an ending as well. We have 1, 2, 3 jump, and 45 in the endings of the Five of Cups, purging, letting go of the past, and the 67 of the Knight of Pentacles, the loyal humble servant here, and that's it. The message on the code line was all about synchronicities, change, and time out. So we're the articulation of the binder, right? The midpoint of the book binder is coming up here. The synchronicities, the change, and the time out needed at the winter solstice here that's coming up. And it's like the second coming of Christ, too. Goes from the 12th, isn't it, through Christmas? So it's definitely that energy. The 144 is coming up again right now. They're giving it to me. Of the 1 of the magic and the 44 of the love received. The weight of the world becomes much lighter when the weight is all love. That's the magic. That was their message. Synchronicities, change, and time out. They're telling me, no, that was my message, but it was still correct. They're saying you don't need us to confirm your message because it is correct. So again, it's about you guys mastering your own energies and trusting yourself. So the messages that came up here from synchronicity, change, and time out was coming up all about TV, which isn't television. It's about your telepathic vision. And everything was coming up in threes. So say was coming up. So that's all about speaking your truth. But it's also essay. So maybe write your truth, communicate. The 3th, or 3 to the nth degree. It's all about the 3 today. And the source energy of the 3. And the fool, the crazy person, the madman, right? The one people see as crazy. That Christ energy of unity consciousness, the student or the seeker of the higher realms, that higher DNA of seeking that 44% to the 80% of this higher self. And even if it is foo-foo, right? This is the message literally coming up, foo-foo. The I am presence, I am that I am who I am. Don't be afraid to be who you are. The telepathic vision in using your voice, using your words, using your writing, of the 3 to the nth degree, which is saying your connection to source. The crazy Christ students, higher self, that's foo-foo and nutty. I am who I am, synchronicities. Don't be dissuaded by people's name calling of you. Why would you care? You are who you are, and be proud of that. The TV, again, the television of the ego and the I, the now moment, to say and write, or essay, maybe a test, of 3 sources. Perhaps if you don't trust your message, it's saying to get 3 sources. So if you get a message and your birds tell you the same thing, and then you hear something online that's the same thing, know that you can speak it as a given, that it's that Christ unity consciousness, the seeker of the higher self, for I am that I am. The telepathic vision, this is also coming up as a rash at hire, or which can be a hiring of someone for a job. But the rash at hire, the higher source, which is also coming up as the scab, and this could be someone who crosses the strike line, right? So if there's a strike, and I was just getting 3 strikes, you're out. Just because there's somebody else created the game of baseball and 3 strikes, you're out, doesn't mean you need to follow those rules if you are a strike breaker or a scab. It was coming up that. Why are you following somebody else's rules? Do what resonates with you. You are the source energy. You're connected with your source and the 3. The foolish Christ student in their higher self with the 4. So it's coming up 3 connects to the source, the 4 to the I am that I am presence. There's the 3-4, the 3-4-7. The 3-4 back and forth of the emperor and the emperor, but not because they're in control of other people. It's because they're empowered by their own I am presence. So the feminine energy is direct source connect. The masculine energy is the direct I am that I am presence. The telepathic vision of say. So they're saying, they're making fun of me because I always say see with your eyes, see with your emotions, see with the unity consciousness. Here they're saying, use your telepathic vision to say, and take the high road, number 80, which is what I just said is the percentage of DNA the Pleiadians use, to eat to come with the goat skin of Christ, right? Have the skin, the second skin of the goat, like Christ, and keep walking up that mountain, the student of higher self, the foo, I am that I am, right? Did Henry VIII care if he looked like a slob eating eating his chicken wings there? So it's again being proud of who you are. You are that piece of source consciousness that is unlike anyone else. That's the whole point of being here as separate pieces of source. So we start out with the Three of Cups reversed at 8 o'clock on the dot. A lot of source energy backing up the dance of the 8 of manifestation of dreams. So why would you dream of manifesting survival when you can dream of whatever you'd like? And so needing to, or not surrendering to all that is, but needing to, sharing frustrations about this energy with the Queen of Cups upright and the Queen of Pentacles upright, perhaps about bad influences or third-party situations or social distancing or bad influences, whatever that is for you. Or the third energy is the third-party influence. The Queen of Cups upright without options, but to invite the one who feels badly or is grieving. It's like to let the one who feels left out help to raise them up. Don't lower your energy to lower energy, but allow them a chance to raise theirs to yours. And it doesn't mean they have to agree with everything about you, but raising the resonance has to do with allowing each other to be who you are without trying to change each other and still being happy in each other's presence. And then it's 808, how perfect. The dance of the two twins, the crazy eights, dancing between their masculine and feminine and their 3D and 5D worlds. Home 1-to-1 with the Emperor upright with clarity or news of delay or bad timing, with the High Priestess, secret or psychic abilities, and the Page of Wands reversed, who may be frustrated, or perhaps their energy could be all over the place. But that can also be as someone who's sick, a child who's sick, or giving up and grieving loss and regret. And there was a ton of geese that flew over, and I haven't heard geese in a while. A ton flew over right at that moment at 8:13, which is the dance of transition. A ton of geese flying south, obviously. As we talked about the Page of Wands reverse, frustrated and giving up, grieving loss and regret. And again, that's that energy of needing to fly south for the winter to get out of the cold. The Page of Wands, sad and giving up, perhaps with dreams of being the first on Mars. So I don't know what the deal is with Elon Musk and the trip to wherever, the moon or whatever, but it's like someone was dreaming to get into that. That's what I was getting, and they didn't get it. So maybe someone feels like their dreams are dashed, or a child who dreams of someday doing that, or so much cleanup still to be had, and maybe someone's giving up because they feel like they can't finish the cleanup. No Peter Pan here. It doesn't work this time, right? You don't get to be the child. You have to be responsible for your own destiny here. We have Aries upright, Libra reversed, and Pisces upright here. Like no one else is going to pick you up by your bootstraps. You have to do that. Space boots, shaman energy, and the man on the moon, surrendering to the Queen of Cups, extending an invitation or opportunity, or the Emperor's secret weapon, the Page of Wands reversed, may have failed. Or maybe if this was an adult using a child to be the vehicle of infiltration for them. The Knight of Swords reversed, holding their tongue, with the Emperor's star, or with dreams of divorce or alternative lifestyles, or the Emperor with a leak about his alternative plans or lifestyle, and the bird taking off to the stars without him, or dreams of stardom dashed in a divorce or alternative beliefs, with Aries upright, Aquarius upright, and Taurus reversed, or found a tainted water source, or a leak, a spy, or a scab at work, or the Emperor upright, healing with dreams and spirituality, or a divorce or end or break in a contract. With trust, and beneath that, stay optimistic. Stay optimistic about your love life, with the Page of Pentacles perhaps hurting themselves in order to be perfect, to be everything, with Cancer reversed here, and the Queen of Wands reversed acting up, or tired of recovering without help, at night sharing codependencies, bows without gifts, and I never promised you a rose garden, volunteering for every little thing, someone always raising their hand, or going for ice cream and someone's drunk again, or the children are mimicking their parents' behavior. And then creativity comes up here big time as my gnat returns at 8:39, which is the dance and the Knight of Cups, of being love. And unforgettable, that's what you are. So gnat's coming up again. Be creative with children perhaps who are misbehaving. The 3 comes up here with a happy ending. Or be happy that something's done and it's no longer in your life anymore if it was something that wasn't making you feel good. The 93, and this was all yellow here, of the creativity and happy endings. Leaving to offer love with soulmate, working to all hours perhaps, tempted by the Holy Grail if the squirrel doesn't get there first. Tempted and the King of Wands on fire, about to ignite, with mice or rat and squirrels in the cups they left out again, or would kill for a cup of joe or a drink. So that could be people going through withdrawal or, detoxing, which is good. But there's also can be dealing with children who are always leaving their crap in the yard and not cleaning up after themselves. A new passion for third party, grieving in a divorce or grieving a divorcee, in codependent sharing creatively and coming together. Going forward is reunion and celebration with the 10 of Cups, wounded warrior in a losing battle. So there's emotional fulfillment or a big emotional family here with the wounded warrior in a losing battle. This could be post-war, someone dealing with PTSD, the wounded warrior, and a loving family to come home to. With the 10 of Cups reversed, energetic exchange, but it's that attitude of to the death, right? We do everything to the death. We achieve to the death. We fight to the death. But with lovers here, in energetic exchange, which can be the arrows of love, but also just a lot of communication and travel, or just energy back and forth, a lot of flurry of activity. As the player falls short with or as a third party or bad influence, and the King of Swords may be jealous without a car, or with the Knight of Cups reversed and broken, broke up, broke down, or had a breakthrough, with the Queen of Wands reversed manipulation, or being insecure and bleeding out suddenly, or a sudden death, or extreme pain suddenly, which is like referring to like my stone yesterday morning, or a flare-up of a stone, like I said, an energetic exchange of justice without peace, frustration with big love offered, and walking away drained at 8:56, the dance of the 2 of Swords, being in your knowing and keeping your energy clear into yourself. In the recent past is the 8 of Swords upright, the one who feels imprisoned. This could be a third party in pain or betrayal of energetic exchange in the arrows of love, a lot of back and forth of communication or travel, perhaps doing it under the radar, but in need of peace, with dark night looming over the work of the King of Pentacles, who may be embarrassing themselves in front of the hostage. This could be their own hostage, their own prison. The Ace of Swords reversed in a split, and that could be any kind of divide or a big lie that's present, or lied about gifts, with the Queen of Pentacles upright and the Empress upright, which can be a mother and daughter, and dropping the facade about juggling them, or messed up, and that can be someone older and someone younger, Queen of Pentacles and the Empress, and dropping the facade about juggling them, or messed up and dropped the ball. Or the King of Pentacles fell for the lying of a prisoner, literally. The foundation here is the Tower reversed after sudden events, epiphanies, or sexual exchange. The Page of Wands reversed, frustrated or uninspired to move on in 5D connect, or resting on break and withholding perhaps, or playing hardball, or magnetizing, or trying to anyway. The central energy is the Page of Cups upright, exuding love, right? It's like making a splash and just with their arms open wide, completely innocent and open to love. The Queen of Swords speaking to or about the Page of Cups with temptation and the High Priestess, or Capricorn and Pisces, and the Devil and a nun. There's like these conflicting or contrasting energies here. And puppy love, or one who's really religious and the other is the devil incarnate, sending a message of love as soulmates together. or interviewing the Page of Cups with their parents there. The Page of Cups is upright, challenged by the higher self without options, in a split with the Queen of Wands reversed, or a big lie in seeking the truth. The clarity post-war, meeting to swallow their pride, or needing to swallow their pride, and coming clean, or cleanup duty here, or just getting everything cleaned up around the house, perhaps. Divided about synchronicities and options, the one, nostalgic with the Knight of Wands reversed, oversexed, or no longer putting it out there. Complete, coming full circle, the divine feminine, or Pisces dependent, or powerless to synchronicities, and the Page of Swords reversed, negative self-talk, withholding in order to start over and share or be even and fair. And then at 9:13, which is the Hermit and the transition or death, in the now moment is the Indigo reversed, with issues at work or school, being present with the Knight of Wands reversed and the Empress reversed, which is, really negative energy. That's definitely the player and the energy of lack, right? Or the one who fell off the wagon and the one who's right with them, maybe a codependent addiction there of a mother and child. An unending overindulgence, and this is an unending cycle of overindulgence and recovery. The King of Cups reversed, insecure with the Ten of Pentacles, family, business, or community, and the Empress upright and the Knight of Wands reversed, and the King of Swords, who's powerless or dependent spending, or dealing with that, and dumping a load, a burden, or all their responsibilities all around the world, or with divine feminine or Pisces, and the Hermit reversed, who may be going crazy and coming out about it. The King of Cups reversed with issues, with big love at work, broken and grieving, the Ten of Pentacles upright, or fantasy family, going out or going or coming out about sharing sexual energy and being strong amidst energy or sexual vampiring of the Queen of Pentacles upright in connection with justice, divorce, or Libra, King of Wands upright at 9:20, which is the Hermit and judgment. Soon here is the Four of Wands, the union or home, with the Ten of Cups upright, seeing synchronicities. So the family of emotional fulfillment, or just can be a happy ending as well of an emotional cycle. Seeing synchronicities of the Queen of Wands reversed, who could be just tired or sick and tired, or pissed off and physically abusive here. She may be jealous of the wounded warrior surrendering, or she may be the wounded warrior jealous and surrendering, to the Page of Swords reversed, which can be rumors of standing up for self, maybe standing up for self about losing patience or losing their temper, or a fallen angel, Sagittarius reverse, who may have fallen off the wagon, and dissatisfied with the Knight of Pentacles upright, the loyal, humble servant, perhaps a Leo or Saggy or Aries here. That Knight of Pentacles was definitely coming up in Leo's read as Leo. The twin flames seeing themselves here, the Four of Cups starting over, with the Six of Cups loving children, and the Lovers upright, loving soulmates. Reaping rewards of breaking patterns, insecurities, and losing battle to start over with lover or Gemini or twin, and come off the island that my little girl was trying to find out what was going on the island. Well, this is someone coming off the island at 9:25. It's like the masculine being finished doing the same cycles over and over and over again and finally learning the lesson. And it's 12:38 on the clock, which is the wisdom of seeing a new perspective with the Queen of Cups, which is the Mary Magdalene energy. I just turned 38 on this clock too at 1:03. So 1 is the Magician, 3 is the Empress, and then the Queen of Cups energy coming up. So then at 9:25, which is 25, the Knight of Wands, the soulmate energy here. Yes, this is your soulmate. Healing family issues and romantic feelings. Around the twins, or how they're seen, is the Nine of Swords, right? The one suffering in silence. That can be a sister. That can also be someone who's just stressed out or not sleeping well or purging, crying, whatever's keeping you up at night, passing a stone. So heartbroken in separation and hiding, holding on after sudden event of the Queen of Pentacles offering big love to the one who doesn't feel worthy, perhaps. The block here being the Knight of Pentacles, loyal, humble servant, dissatisfied and drained, or unappreciative kids with big egos, or awakening to the Knight of Pentacles, Capricorn's offer of a practical nature. Time out comes up here, changes, synchronicities, and more so, rebirth. with death upright, ready and willing to walk right over anyone in their way. The Grim Reaper, no surprise here, of the manly woman or the feminine man, canceling a date, dinner, or transition surgery, or Scorpio reversed, who's not surprised here. Standing up is the Queen of Pentacles and the King of Wands, rising above the drama, uncomfortable energies in the downturn or twist of fate, with rumors, withholding, starting over, and settling out, and rising above the flame's presence and or heartbreak and separation, and grieving in the woods, the Knight of Wands with dreams at night, or healing cancer. That could be a person or the disease, or someone else with the disease who they're helping. And then the Queen of Cups and Queen of Pentacles not coming together after a sudden event. And it's not like those two aren't coming together, but they may not be coming together with somebody else or with each other. Not coming together after a sudden event or a sad event, starting over, hiding, imprisoned in the woods. The Page of Cups with a message of love, challenged by their higher self and union or home, with the Knight of Pentacles, loyal, humble servant, but without tools, and rising above their drama and trying to do it anyway. The attention, the presence or gift of separation, or the new heart, someone might have gotten a heart transplant, and grieving the Knight of Wands reversed, Aquarius, dream, or false star, healer, or falling short of dreams at night and howling at the moon. And then who let the dogs out? Oof, oof. So the Queen of Cups and the Queen of Pentacles canceled. Maybe their hands were tied with new passion after a sudden event or epiphany, and the Page of Cups, challenged by their higher self and insecure, or not proposing to start over at home or in union, suffering in silence, or sister with the Knight of Pentacles, proposing to rise above, waiting for flame in order to break their heart open, grieving loss and regret of the Knight of Wands reversed, who may be sneaky or being a player, seeking stardom and or attention at 9:40. So it's just the energy of not waiting around for someone else to figure out their life. Enjoy your life. Again, if you let love go, if it comes back to you, it was yours. If it doesn't, it never was. So again, the roots that are broken will always find its way back to true love. Okay, so that was your message. So let's go ahead and pull a few oracle cards to see what comes up for you guys. And I have 3 more signs to do today. I have to do Virgo, Libra, and Scorpio. 10730. The reads have been kind of harsh, but I really feel like the energy that was coming up in the reads is because of the eclipse energies, which are just, really making things funky for a little bit. And today is the 2nd, so the eclipse is on the 4th, along with the new moon. So after that, things should settle out a little bit more. I would give it a few days after that, though. They're telling me give it till the 7th. And that's because source, I always get, Christ's birthday. They were telling me at one point last year was January 7th, not the 6th. And that God's birthday is the 7th and the 13th of December. It's like, it's a week. From 7 to 13. And they're bringing that up again for some reason here about when things should smooth out again. They're referencing the moon cycle, because I used to say I only ever had one peaceful week out of the month when I had my cycle. I was, bloated for 3 weeks of every month most of my life because my digestive tract didn't work very well. I had some digestive issues when I was young. They never were sure exactly what it was. But then I found a script in my mother's old stuff, after when they were moving and we had to move their stuff out, that said I had C. diff when I was a baby. So I don't know if I lost a vessel, because I had an imaging where one of the doctors said they couldn't appreciate my IMA, which would be, one of my main feeders to my intestines. So I'm not sure if I am missing a vessel or not. I might be. But anyway, they were bringing up the timing of the moon cycles of the 1 week out of the month, because of the 7 to the 13th, which they're coming up out of the month of 7 to 7 from God to the Christ energy is the month. And he has only 1 week out of the 4. So he was kind of like, he was paralleling to me that you're not alone. It's really funny, actually. All right. All right, so what is our takeaway from the read today? The Jupiter with Sagittarius, the 9 of the Virgo and endings, and the 69 of the Cancer energies. As the octopus literally did a 360 flip. All hands with an activated brain, or they have their thinking cap on. And what's significant about my octopus teacher here is that they have brains in their tentacles that actually act separate from their main brain there. So they can actually do things separately from what their mind is doing. The mainframe. So I'm getting computer stuff. And this is coming up as God as well, right? God may be the main frame, but you guys can think on your own. Just I'm here as that parent, to come back to if needed. But you guys can work on your own. That's the message I'm getting there. And then here's the star. Be the star that you are. My little swans, you. My golden children. How beautiful is that? This is God talking to you. You are my little tentacles, the extensions of myself. Be the stars that you are, my beautiful swans, my beautiful twin flames, my golden children, right? My magic golden eggs here. Nesting the golden egg, the dream. And then we have the little, he's like describing his children in the story here. We have the frog to the prince with their mask on over here and feeling sad. Okay, talking to each other, right? The feminine sad with the mask on because the frog won't grow up and be a prince and say hello. They keep saying ribbit. Someone eating ribs, ribbit, ribbit. So I'm getting the rib of Adam. I don't want to give you my rib. That's literally what I'm getting. It's the masculine saying, I don't want to give up my rib to you. I don't want to share my rib. And the feminine sad, and she's keeping her mask on because he won't open up to her. And then here we have the bear and the fox. So there's different kinds of connections here, right? This is more of the mama bear and the sly fox. But it's like growing up, right? So here we have the first stages of frog to prince, of separation, and then maturing as the mother bear and the sly fox, who happens to be very loyal. So that can parallel with the Knight of Pentacles at this point. And then we have, look at that, growing into the eagle and the wise one. How beautiful is that? Thank you for that message. It's beautiful. Right? The one who triggers, right? The grounder and the flyer. How beautiful. I'm singing in the rain, just singing in the rain. What a glorious feeling, I'm happy again. I'm laughing at the clouds, so up above. I can't remember the words. And I'm ready for love. Let the stormy clouds chase everyone from the place. And you can look up the words, I can't remember. With a smile on my face. Anyway, and Spirit's connecting with me. I'm singing, just singing. I'm singing in the rain. All right, so that's coming up. There's one more set wants to come up. The turtle, who's very slow, and the buffalo, who's willing to wait for them. Right? This can also be a reference of different sets of twins. It can be the maturing of the twins or the different types of twins. And this could be someone who's very slow, taking their time. They're very protective of their energy and scared. They had a hard time getting past their fears, and they may be slower than others, but that's okay too. There is then the buffalo, who's very secure in themselves, much more than most, able to stand the test of time, I'm getting here. That's very beautiful. The bottom of the deck is the hawk clearing the way. So this is like the eagle, clearing the energy. So the eagle's triggering, and this can be a hawk or an eagle, or it's the same family, right? This can be the reflection of the eagle, because the eagle comes up black with a white head, and here's the black head with the white body. So the reflection of the eagle is the hawk clearing the way. One's grounding and triggering, and the other one flying high, clearing the energies for the newbies here. Right, here's the worm, the earthworm is the newbie, like hoarding their energy because they're scared to let it out. They're intimidated by the bigger ones. The bigs and the littles are coming up here. Okay. And again, this could be also taking on littles, right? The newbies. So someone who's more seasoned taking on one-to-one students to help them open up. And let's see, I want to do an energy deck card real quick for you guys. See what comes up there, and then we'll do a journey of love. This just flew right out, hostilities. This was coming up too as my stone. My stone was on my right side, and I was getting the right knee block before my stone passed. So 26 is that page of wands, which came up reversed, and that's referring to the masculine energies in the feminine and the masculine. Any right side pain or issues is an anger block that needs to come out. And again, if you're feeling frustrated about something or feeling taken advantage of, put it back on yourself, because is it really that important? Can you let it go? Is what you're fretting about or you're worrying about hasn't even happened yet, and it's just an old template playing out. And all you need to do is say, all is well in the moment. Don't worry about it. It's okay. And if something needs to come up in the future, I'll deal with it in the moment. Learn to let go of that frustration, and where is it coming from? So when you find the source of why you're feeling frustrated, and it's probably not even having to do with the situation you're dealing with, again, then you'll be able to release that energy. So let's see what else is coming up here. All right, second chakra, Archangel Ariel. And what did I say? The throat chakra and the sacral chakra. And the throat chakra is about not speaking one's truth here, the anger, because someone may be either speaking anger too much, right? The child who goes off, or this can be the child who never speaks, right? And it just builds up inside of them. It can go both ways, but it's about speaking their truth, because this anger is coming up as the masculine throat chakra, and then the feminine sacral chakra, about feeling creatively stuck, perhaps. The 36 is the Atlas energy of the weight of the world, and the 26 of the page of wands, right? The one who's really responsible and the one who's acting like the child. So Peter Pan came up in this read, and that could be the feminine or the masculine. It depends on what you're expressing in your connection. But this is about the weight of the world, of having to carry the womb, right? The mother is the one who carries the child, but the father feels like he carries the world on the outer side, right? So they both carry different weights of the world. It's the same thing though. One's the inner world, one's the outer world, and you both contain both containers. So that's the point here. Either way, if there's discomfort here of feeling the weight of the world or feeling frustrated and angry, what is the source of that? And do you really need to deal with that in this moment? Or is it about something that hasn't even happened yet and you're just worried that it could? So let those things go. Don't carry the weight of the world. Just see what's good right in front of you now. And all of a sudden, that energy will release. And you become the sixth chakra of Archangel Metatron. Yay, Metatron, the Page of Cups, that innocent inner child of love. Look how beautiful that energy is. I love this card. Okay. We have the thinking woman here too. This is about seeing signs and synchronicities and using your mental abilities, not so much to have to know and be the intellectual or get certifications. That's not the point at all here. It's following your bliss. What makes you have fun and feel good, right? So for me, it's doing what I'm doing now, which of course has to do with reading and things like that, but I do it naturally because I'm guided to and it's fun for me. So again, seeing signs and synchronicities makes it so much more fun. And remember, there's always adjacent possibilities. When one door closes or one window falls out, there's always another door or window to open. Don't worry. It's part of the plan. The universe is trying to guide you to something that's even better for you with the 24, which is also Omega, right? It's the end of the alphabet there, the Queen of Wands. Right? So here's very much the intellectual feminine and then the passionate feminine. But again, the dark side of that, the frustrated energy of not knowing which one to choose. So let go and go with the flow. They're saying at the end of the cycle, just flow with the pause of the winter solstice. It's like at the articulation, at the change in the road, the Y in the road. Just go with the flow and allow the universe to guide you, just like you do with your signs and synchronicities. You don't have to feel frustrated. Just have faith and appreciation. And again, the shadow side here. This card makes me uncomfortable because she doesn't look very nice. She doesn't look very happy either. She looks like she's showing appreciation. And remember, the shadow is coming up with this card. So there's some kind of appreciation perhaps coming from a false place. So reminding you, don't show appreciation from a false place. Okay? If you're thankful for something, show your appreciation to the universe. But don't falsely appreciate something, because that's going to come back on you in a negative way. All right? Because it's not the truth. Only be your truth. It's how you get to that higher vibrational appreciation, by being in your truth every step of the way. You do grow, and you grow more appreciation for more things as you increase your vibration. But you do that through first being authentic to yourself and what you truly feel. And we have the thinking man here too. Okay? So the thinking man and the thinking woman with, right? Metatron is the guide, the crossing guard to lead you across the bridge when you need help. But then it's up to you to discern, as the thinking man and the thinking woman, what you do in the middle, right? What paths you choose at the Y in the road. Do you get frustrated? Do you show false appreciation? Or do you just go with the flow, right? Because these look like blocks between the masculine and the feminine, right? Because this causes frustration or blocks, all right? And then the sun comes out. Expose all. Vacation, have fun. The I am that I am. And the magician of manifesting your dreams here with the sun, with all of the energy that you can possess, blossoming abundance. This is the true appreciation of Mother Gaia, the 3 here, okay? Of just joy of coming together. It doesn't have to be something specific. You do not have to be perfect. That is not the point here. And as a matter of fact, perfect isn't good in the earthly realms. It's the imperfect that's perfect. And there's someone here inspired to walk away. And by being inspired to walk away is where the same person, because I just said walking away, that's the 48 of this card, they become the angel of balance, because they're walking away because this is not what they're resonating with. They're moving to a place that gives them true balance, and then that's where they'll pull in what they actually want. That's the door to personal healing and happiness, that energetic exchange and arrows of love, bringing the outside in, bringing nature in all ways, within and without. The bottom of the deck is the 3rd chakra, Archangel Shamuel, and the 37 of the King of Cups. So this is about unconditional love in your humanness, right? Because the ego center is the solar plexus, but also it's your confidence, which you need as a human being to connect to your higher self, right? The confidence to be you. So there is a connection here between being a human and the ego. You need your ego to be a human. You wouldn't be human if you didn't have ego. So ego is not negative. It is when you use it in a negative sense. The ego is good when it brings out your confidence and allowing you to empower yourself, right? This makes the yellow gold, your connection to higher self. There is a significant connection here to unconditional love of the shadow and the light. The 3rd chakra is important here. There's a direct connect between the 3rd and 4th chakra, especially for the twins. This is patience of the Tower, sudden events. The Statue of Liberty comes up here, unhappy about restrictions of liberties at 10, 11 here. Okay, having patience. Don't worry about the energies coming up. Allow them to funnel through you, but don't make it part of you, like the dirt. You can play in the dirt, but don't take it in like it's part of you. It's just to play in. It's the mother's arms to hold. You're not supposed to take in, you're not supposed to take the mother, you're not supposed to bite the mom, but you can certainly play in the mom's arms and then let go when you're ready. So let's see what the journey of love has for us here. I'm getting like the man from Mars and the women from Venus coming together on Sirius as the 144 coming to Earth. And the second coming. The eyes have it. They're so funny. All right. All right, let's see the journey of love. Maybe it's just me enjoying myself, which is good too. All right, let's see. All right, first card out is the Mother Prays. And I always get the mantis beings with this. The mantis beings can be very benevolent, but they're also harsh in the way they come off. Like a mother is harsh to protect her children, right? But the 15 comes up here at the shadow side. But it's all of the higher vibrational colors. But remember that intention is all. So even if they come off as a very spiritual person, if they're not being fully true to themselves, then the shadow can come out. And people, even though they come out as fully spiritual, not everyone may trust them if they're not being fully authentic to their natural self. All right? Doesn't mean you're lying or purposely or anything like that. But remember to be perfectly authentic, not always spiritual. Sometimes we're not feeling spiritual. Sometimes we want to yell at the world, right? Or say curse words or whatever. This is like a contrast, and it's like a conflict in definition here, right? Because you would think the colors and the mother are very highly spiritual energies, and yet the energy of the mantis, which bites the masculine's head off, and the 15 of the shadow is a very dark energy. So the Mother Prays here, right? And this is bringing up, like, if you bite the mother, she will bite back. Right? She's not so pure as to not fight for herself, right? Because you have to be authentic to yourself first and love yourself first. If someone keeps biting you, you're not going to exist anymore after a while, right? Even if it is your own child. The space is between the words. Make sure you have plenty of space with the 24 coming up again, the Queen of Wands. And I'm getting, this is the mother, this is the Queen of Wands. This is like the Empress energy of the Dark Mother, and the Queen of Wands coming up, which is very two-dimensional here. It's a weird combination. I don't know, there keeps coming up a mother-daughter combination that's in a dark energy. I don't know if they're like scam artists or something, but this is very two-dimensional. And this is not, it's very conflictive energy. It's not pure. And then we have the acceptance here of all that is, the 55 of the truth. This also can be your truth, their truth, and the truth, right? Which is so much more beautiful, right? God's truth, Source's truth, the collective. Acceptance of the dream. You don't have to accept the darkness. You can accept the dream. We also had these two cards that fell out. Drop into your heart. Page of Pentacles. Page of Pentacles in this read was coming up as the one hurting themselves to be perfect. So stop that. Just be you. And that could be a child who's hurting themselves. It could be an adult acting like that as well, because they were expected to be perfect when they were children. And then here we have the Earth Angel, the blanket of beauty that they are. The 54 was coming up as the first, Elena Denon. 1954 was coming up, and I told you the 154 was coming up, which is the 28.8 that came up from the missing numbers of 144. So 144 divided by 7 equaled that 20.571428, which is also in inches 11 cubits. And that's how we got 144 to 11. But the 154 was coming up as one of the numbers in the cycle of the 28.8, which came up as the other number divided that wasn't there. So it's 144 divided by 5 is the 28.8. Anyway, in the cycle of numbers in that, the 154 came up. So I'm just saying that because the 54 is coming up again is significant, because what Elena Denon was talking about, our first contacts with ETs or EDs, extra dimensionals, and that was when Eisenhower first made contact in 54. So that's a significant number coming up here. So drop into your heart. That's the Page of Pentacles, the student. Drop into your heart for messages. And we have two pages here, Page of Pentacles and the Page of Swords. The page of manifesting and the page of communication. It's like this one's pulling a blanket over to share with this one. This one's being very artsy. They're just kind of dancing and being in their own being. This one's cuddling under a warm blanket of communication. And what else? And then we have the Knight of Cups over here, right? They got it. They got this. They got the Kundalini wrapped around their little pinky there, letting the feminine lead the way. And these are the littles, right? This is someone who's learned how to use their Kundalini energy and teaching the younger ones. And this is like pulling up a yoga pad or a blanket on the floor. It's like bringing them together to do meditations together. Let the feminine lead the way in being love. And reminder that it's all natural, right? We have the feminine and the masculine staying in their own lanes. They don't need to dissolve this space between. This naturally flows together into one lane as they come together. It's all about the timing, an angel of Jupiter awakening and the lovers. Okay. And the temple. And there's that Statue of Liberty. And the two coming together in that Temple of Liberty. The 59 is the war within. Where people, it's like build it and they will come. Build the temple of liberty, of the twins coming together. And we have even like the oyster type of energy over here with the pearl just waiting for as to be a gift, the wedding gift. As everyone comes from miles around, if you build it, they will come. As the bride offers herself in the coming together there. Nobody said it would be an easy journey. This is so funny. No one ever promised you a rose garden or, yeah. So the bride offering herself, like saying, what the heck with all this chaos going on? And then here's someone stuck out in the middle of the bridge and all of the element here, not with no protection. So this, it's like the feminine's in the vortex with all this chaos coming into the vortex, and this masculine sitting in the middle of the 4D bridge, right? The energy from within, the energy from without, but just experiencing the journey from different, the two sides of the same coin and coming together. And both had their complaints about what the heck? What the heck's going on here in the shifting universe? The bottom of the deck is the etheric touch, the 27 of inspiration, the third flame, and the feather, being light as a feather. Keep it light so that every fall is very smooth and light and doesn't hurt at all. Okay, and this has been coming up a lot this week. The blood dance, which is the 42 of the two, the one-to-one connection, to keep it light as a feather. Light as a feather. All right, we're going to read the octopus, because that was the first one out. Octopus, where are you? Octopus, reaching, yearning, lacking boundaries and direction. That's right. Octopus need to put up boundaries. The octopus signifies a wonderfully perceptive mind paired with a lack of healthy boundaries. Unfortunately, this results in well-intended but messy relationships. The octopus entwines itself, talk about entanglement, entwines itself into other people's business and shares their own business without restraint. They believe that's what it means to be close. If you notice after spending time with someone that you feel drained or uneasy, the essence of octopus is at play. Begin to establish healthy boundaries. Be patient and firm. It may be a very old habit to change. So it's saying, let someone prove themselves to you before opening up to them, right? In dealing online, especially when you have no idea who you're actually speaking to on the other side, don't put it all out there. You need to know that you trust someone. When your twin comes back after treating you like crap, they need to earn your trust back first. You need to put up healthy boundaries. When in balance, interested, engaged, and intelligent. When out of balance, needy, clingy, and lacks courage. To bring into balance, space to oneself, and talk therapy. Okay. And for the journey of love, the mother prays. And we started out as the mother, right? The mother being Gaia, the mother being the sun of all the planets, the mother being the dirt, right? That you can play in, just don't eat it. You are being watched over. Many beings are aware of your existence. They know that your heart and soul are pure, even when you doubt it at times, because after all, you are a divine being masquerading as a decidedly fascinating mixture of light and darkness. Sometimes you may not feel so pure. That's okay. The mother prays for you not because you're about to do something ridiculous and you might come to harm, but that you might not do something ridiculous and avoid living your full potential. She wraps you in waves of light and consciousness, that you may feel brave enough to live your life and not hold back from pursuing what is within your heart, or really letting it pursue you and giving in to its seduction, allowing yourself to be natural. The mother prays, so fear not and just live your life. So again, it's not about the dark mother energy restricting you from doing things. It's about you being that dark mother restricting yourself from doing things, as opposed to being the mother that nurtures all of your greatest wishes. This oracle brings you guidance. Ask for help from the Divine Mother who loves you unconditionally. Ask each day. She wants to help you, and you have to ask for help to empower her to do so. You have her great blessing. I love you. Holding your breath in my kiss, your heartbeat in my arms. Driving home, I could see you sitting beside me. Not with my eyes, but I knew you were there. Your beautiful legs crossed, your coat open and inviting. The soft scent of you brings a smile to my lips and to my heart, because I know you are still here. Make sure you drink your water as your mother. Make sure you drink your water and get your rest, your joy in your nature, and be good to yourselves. Breathe. Breathe and rise and be love, you guys. I'll see you soon. Have an amazing day.